President, Missouri NFIB Brad Jones joining me. Good news and weird news all bundled together. Hi, Brad.
Good morning, Fawn.
Yeah, just weird stuff going on in the world. Do you play Mega Millions?
Yeah.
I think I
haven't
did
found
twice.
it so far. So far I haven't found it to be one of the most reliable financial decisions. Is it working for me? No, it's really not.
Yeah, I've only bought 2 tickets in my entire life, but now they've jumped up to $5, so they're off my list of things to do. Yeah, somebody else. Get struck
one
by
less
lightning.
thing, right?
Yeah. Someone else can get struck by lightning. All right, so Bradley, the NFIB, my gosh, you guys have been all over the place.
Well, I'll tell you what, whether it's in Jeff City or it's in Washington, it has not been boring lately. And I'll tell you, and with the economy and everything else that's going on, I mean, it is definitely bop-a-mole time. But I was thinking about visiting with you this morning, and it's kind of a twofer because we've got a new survey that we've not done before, and then we've got the good old Small Business Economic Trends survey that came out yesterday. So, which would you like me to do first?
Well, let's start with the new poll because I know small businesses want the small business tax break deduction to continue. They do, but what does the general public think?
Well, they do too.
Okay.
And we commissioned this poll. It was, I think, very evenly done between Republicans, Democrats, and independents, so they can't say that it was skewed one way or the other. But, 93% of the American public said that making this 20% permanent should be a top priority of Congress, and 95% said that they're very much worried about what the impact would be if it goes away at the end of 2025. Mm-hmm. One of the things, though, that I think is the number one when we did ask small businesses, why is it important? Why is the 20% important? The number one answer was, well, it keeps my business going. So, I mean, if you're looking at, and then there's a whole bunch of other things too underneath that, but I mean, the number one issue for small businesses. How important is this thing? Well, without it, I may not be around. So, members of Congress and politicians, pay attention to this because we are really looking at a recessionary type issue, if we're not in one already, with the small business folks out there. If this 20% isn't renewed.
Yeah. All right. So, where are we at with it? I mean, what has to happen for it to get renewed?
Well, here's what I think's going to happen. You've heard about this big, beautiful, wonderful bill that they're working on. It is certainly our hope that the 20% is going to be included in that. And here's the good part. Jason Smith is the chairman of the Ways and Means Committee, and the Ways and Means Committee are going to be the ones that are going to be mostly responsible for crafting that legislation. Jason was the sponsor of the Bring Back the 20% before he became chairman. He's passed it on to somebody else now, but Jason is a big supporter of this. He's done a couple of roundtable discussions with some of our members in Missouri, and he heard it loud and clear. Yes. But you know what? He got it before he heard it. So we're optimistic. We're you never know about Congress, but we are optimistic that we're going to be able to get this done. And I tell you what, Fawn, we'd really love to get it done sometime in the next few months and not have this be, the week of Christmas, the week before New Year's. We really like, I think from an assurance standpoint, at least something positive happening in the economy with small business folks. Mm-hmm. It would be great to do it earlier rather than later.
Well, and I know Jason's 100% behind it because he comes on my show all the time, and he says we're going to fight for this. I mean, he's hook, line, and sinker wanting this to happen. So I just when? I mean, when's the vote coming? It's like I'm tired of waiting.
Well, we're a little impatient about that too, but Congress tends to work on its own timeline, and we keep hearing about this great big wonderful bill, but I think there's a lot of hands that are involved with it, and I can't sit here and tell you when they may be ready to do it.
I don't like it when they play with people's fate, though, because this is literally fateful when they decide on this. And I know there's a lot of people lobbying for it to not happen because they want this or that person to get elected. I'm like, that one single person is not more important than all these small businesses. So get your crap together. Let's get it done.
Yeah, we're talking millions. We're talking millions, too, because these are everybody. See, I don't know how it all went down, but the corporate tax cut was made permanent in 2017. But the 20% for all of your LLCs and your partnerships and your sub-S's and everybody that pays their taxes as a pass-through, it wasn't. It was sunsetted at the end of 2025. So, we're kind of on the hang that we've got to get this thing renewed or made permanent.
It's got to be made permanent.
That's just
I don't even like renewal. I don't even like it. But most Americans agree it needs to happen. We want our small businesses to thrive. They're the backbone of the economy. So are small businesses looking to hire? Are they feeling good about things?
That gets to the other one. I didn't want to talk about that.
Me and my segues. Okay.
Your segue was spot on that one. But the Small Business Economic Trend Survey always comes out the second Tuesday of the month, which was yesterday. And you and I talk about that, and we have for, years now. And this one's not happy, Fawn. The optimism index with the small business folks has gone down the last 3 months, and it definitely went down for the month of March. And the thing that really bothers me is, I've always given you that number of how many small businesses out there have jobs that they can't fill. It's going up. I think about 3 months ago it was down to about 33%. It's up to 40% again of small businesses out there that have jobs that they can't fill. So the job market is still really tight. But the big question of, do you expect better conditions? I mean, it fell off the table bad. It was like a minus 16. And do you expect your real sales to be better in the next few months? And that went way down too. So it's, I think this report is a reflection of sort of the way we're all sort of feeling right now, a little nervous about what's going to happen with the tariff stuff, and are we going to get this right? And is it going to, and I think a lot of people feel that this is the right direction.
Yeah, they have to understand what's happening here. They have to understand, and I know small business owners know more than I do about running their own business, but prices going up a little bit. I mean, my God, my dog food doubled under Biden, and now we're worried about a couple of dollars here and a couple of dollars there. I realize cars and big ticket items are a little bit different, but these countries are coming to the table to talk because they're scared to death that we're just going to shut them off and get our stuff somewhere else, and they're screwed. They need our money. So when you have 60 countries saying, yes, let's talk, but only China is holding out, why do we care so much about China when we have everything we can get from China right here at home?
Well, and we've got, it depends too on which small business sector, because you've got some that rely much heavier on imported product or whatever. But we're just going to have to wait and see. Yeah. And here's the thing that, coupled with, the possibility of getting a 20% increase in your taxes next year, you can see how their optimism is a little bit waning.
Well, mine is for them, too, if they don't get that tax break. But where are all of the employees? Where have they gone? Have we made it just too easy to get welfare and disability and Medicaid and every other thing that you should only get if you're elderly, an infant, or completely disabled? I don't get why people don't want to work and just get all these benefits. I mean, I got a bug in my eye, I'm disabled. What?
Well, and I get the question too. Where is it? Where are the workers?
Yeah.
And
where are they?
I think we lost a lot of them during COVID. I think a lot of folks just said, I was thinking about retiring. Now I'm going to retire. So there's a sector of folks right there that didn't re-enter the job market. Interestingly enough, speaking of good segues, the child care bill was heard yesterday in the Senate committee, and we testified in favor of it. I still think there's a lot of parents out there that have no other choice but to stay home with their kids, and they would lots rather be out in the workforce.
Trust me, the moms would rather be out. After about the first 3 years. Yeah. I want out. Yeah. Let me out.
Oh, I want to go to work again. Yeah.
Please, God, help me.
But, there's areas of the state where you just don't, again, because of COVID, we closed an awful lot of child care facilities down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the regulations and stuff of starting a new one are ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, you've got these child care deserts out there. You've got places in rural Missouri where you just don't have it, period. And then if you go to urban parts of the state, they have it, but it's incredibly expensive.
Yeah,
and
which
a lot of parents can't afford it.
I don't understand that. I made $1 an hour when I babysat as a kid for like 3 kids. So how is it $15 an hour per kid? There's no parent making that kind of money where they can afford to send their kid to a daycare at that price. When did they get so expensive?
Well, I think part of the expense has to do with the way they have to be run.
Yeah. Well, I know some people who do it out of their house, and they literally come in their house and make them do this, that, and the other thing, and they're only watching 3 kids.
Yeah.
So regulated.
Well, it is really, really regulated, and I think if you're thinking about opening one, and you look at the regulatory stuff that has to be done, I think you'd throw your hands up and say, you know what, I'm gonna get a donut shop or something else,
right,
because I'm not doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's good money to be made if you're a quality care child care provider and you lower your rates a little bit, but the government has to stop over-regulating every single aspect of our life. Now, of course, they need to be made sure that there is no abuse and there's no neglect and there's no
That's right.
and there's no that. Of course, that needs to be in place, but there shouldn't have to be a snack at 11:01 a.m. and then at 2:02 p.m. everyone has to pee. They are so involved with what the daycares do that they can't scratch an itch. They can't do anything.
That's true.
It's sickening.
That's true.
I've got 1
That's
minute
true.
left. Take it, Brad. It's all yours.
Well, on a positive note, it looks like the Missouri Senate passed a bill in which we will be not taxing capital gains in the state of Missouri. It's headed over to the House, and from what I've heard, the House is going to take the Senate version, which means all they need to do is bring it up, pass it, and it will go to the governor for signature. Now, it's got a whole bunch of other stuff in it, but if you're a small business or especially a family farm and you're wanting to sell your business and perhaps open another one, this is a good thing. So
awesome.
There's a bit of a row on how much it's going to cost.
Right.
So they need to get that figured out. They're only a few $100 million apart on exactly what that bill's going to cost, but I think they'll get that worked out. And I know it was one of the cornerstones of the governor's economic plan, and so they actually, to me, not to be bitchy, but, anything that gets through the Senate now is, I look at it as a miracle compared to the last 2 or 3 years.
15 seconds, man. Wrap it up.
So that's it, man.
Okay.
That's it.
Thank you, Brad.
Things will be better.
We'll talk again, and hopefully it's better then. Thank you, Brad.
Okay, Fawn.
Take
Thanks.
care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.